Hello everybody, I am Sammy15 here, and welcome to my 1-year anniversary video in my top 10 favorite Nintendo DS games. Now, out of all the consoles I have ever played, this one is my favorite, as well as the one I have played the most games on. Now, keep in mind this is my own personal list. Also keep in mind that I am doing the one game per franchise rule, which includes spin-offs or games that have the same main character in the game. Meaning, you will only see one game on this list with Pokemon or Mario in its name. Also, there will be no fancy stuff in this top 10, no editing, nothing like that. Meaning no scenes from the games or anything like that. This is just me talking about my favorite games on the Nintendo DS. And without further ado, please enjoy. Number 10, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. This is honestly my least favorite Fire Emblem game, but at the same time, it's also one of my favorite strategy RPGs on the Nintendo DS. This game features Marth, Nintendo's flagship character from the Fire Emblem franchise and who has been in several Smash Bros. Games. The game had a neat but dull at times story with several hidden characters that you could get only via certain secret events, which involved having fewer characters just so you could get these special ones. And it also is the first Fire Emblem game to have online, and it was fun. If you could find anyone, that is. Number 9. 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. This game is rated M for mature, which honestly is few and far between on the Nintendo DS, and is rated M for mature because of its dark and intense story about mystery and murder, with plenty of gore here and there. This game makes your heart race with every decision. Your heart race in every decision counts, from how you talk to each of the 8 other unique characters to how you deal with the 9 doors and in the 9 hours you have. Including you, there are 9 persons, and you are given 9 hours to escape the 9 doors, or else the watch on your wrist that also acts as a key to the 9 doors blows up and kills you. Hence the name, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. The music is intense, and the story is intense, and the characters are cool and unique. Most of them. Some of them are a little dull. The gameplay involves tons of intense puzzles, and the artwork is great. The story also has several different and unique endings. Some better than others. I never got the good ending, but I love how intense this game was, and it was my favorite rated M game on the Nintendo DS. Number 8, Yoshi's Island DS. This game is a reboot from the old 64 days, I think, but this game is very fun to play. The gameplay is challenging at times, but the fun and upbeat music mixed with the great graphics and artwork make it seem easier than it actually is. I felt very relaxed and had a lot of fun most of the time while playing this game when I was younger, and it is the most fun I ever had playing a game with a baby in it, even though Mario was annoying as hell in this game. Number 7, Okamiden. While Yoshi's Island has babies riding on the back of a dinosaur, Okamiden has a bunch of little kids on the back of the son of a sun god in the form of a cute puppy. Okamiden 1, Yoshi's Island 0. While I'm not exactly sure where in the chronological order this game falls in, this game had an awesome artwork and fun music with an interesting story and fun gameplay that took advantage of the system and the touchscreen. Throughout the game, several different kids will ride on your back, each different and unique with their own abilities and powers which will assist you throughout your journey to restore peace to the land. This game was the cutest and most beautiful game, in my opinion, on the Nintendo DS, and I had a lot of fun with this game. Number 6, Ghost Tricks. Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. Yeah, that's how you say it. Sorry about that. Wake up as Sizzle, a murdered victim with no memory who now has to solve his greatest case yet. His own death. In this murder mystery, you solve puzzles by using Sizzle's ghost powers, or ghost tricks, to get to one place to another in order to prevent someone from having the same fate as you. The story, artwork, and music are all interesting, as are the characters. While I've yet to complete the game due to being a tad bit more challenging than I expected, I had a lot of fun, even though death is a common happening. This was the most fun I had with a puzzle game on the Nintendo DS. Mario Kart Racing DS. This is actually my first time playing a Mario Kart game, or any kart game for that matter. But I had tons of fun with this game when I was younger, often playing this game late into the night with sheets over my head to dim the light so I wouldn't get caught. The game had tons of tracks and characters, and had several different modes with even more fun online. I normally don't like racing games of any kind, but this is definitely my favorite racing game of all time, let alone on the Nintendo DS. Number 4. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. I never completed a Kingdom Hearts game, and this one is no exception. This is not only the closest I ever gotten to complete one, this is also my favorite one, as well as the only one I watched the rest of online. Yes, whatever. I love the story and how you can team up with the other Organization 13 members. I also love the growing relationship between Roxas and Jeanne, that girl with the black short hair that you see. I was genuinely sad at the ending. The gameplay itself and customization options that were there were also a lot of fun too, and the cutscenes were excellent. At times I felt some of the bosses could be beyond cheap and a little tough, but it was a fun game nonetheless. Now let's get back to my face a bit, which may not exactly be a fun part, but this next entry on the list is Shocker, a Pokemon game. Which is obvious to anyone who knows me, as well as the fact that most people have a Pokemon game on the list. With over 20 games, including spin-offs on the Nintendo DS, it was tough for me to narrow it down to one Pokemon game. But it is not one of the main games, since I wasn't a big fan of Gen 4 or 5, and while I did like the Gen 2 remake, it really wasn't. The Gen 2 was not my favorite Pokemon game on the Nintendo DS, and it is actually one of many Pokemon spin-offs. My number 1 favorite Pokemon game on the Nintendo DS, and number 3 on this list is. Hold on. Dang it. Oh well, spoiler. Yeah, that's somewhere on the list. Oh well. Is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Yes, this is my favorite Pokemon game on the Nintendo DS. Why? Because it had more of a JRPG feel to it than any other Pokemon game before, which made me generally more interested in it than other Pokemon games. In fact, I have met people who didn't even like the other Pokemon games, and are just a fan of this series instead. Out of every Pokemon game I ever played, it had the best story and had the good music and was difficult, but satisfying whenever you defeated a dungeon. Sure, it could get dull at times, and the fact that I couldn't evolve sucked. But I had such a fond memories of this game when I was younger that I couldn't forgive those flaws. Out of the hundreds of games that were on the Nintendo DS, this is my favorite, even though I unfortunately never finished it. Yeah, you see the common theme here? Yeah, I know it's kind of pathetic on my part. Here's the proper thing. But, yeah, Final Fantasy, number 2. Final Fantasy 4 Heroes of Light. Like the Kingdom Hearts series, I never actually finished a Final Fantasy title. Ever. And this is included. But like 258 over 2 days, this was the closest I ever gotten. As far as the final boss, with me looking up the rest online. But the game itself was a ton of fun, with 4 different main characters and the story focusing solely on them at times. Each character was different and unique, though each did fit into a certain archetype. However, they expanded beyond their archetype and even made it into their own. You could even name them and give them your own unique names if you wanted at the beginning of the game. The story itself was great, though a tactical cliche, but there's nothing wrong with that. I love how you could customize each character however you liked and give them their own different classes. The artwork and music were also good, but nothing too special. All in all, this was my favorite Final Fantasy game, my favorite typical RPG on this list. Before we can continue, a quick recap. Number 10, Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon. Number 9, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. A lot of 9s. Number 8, Yoshi's Island DS. Number 7, Okamiden. Number 8, Yoshi's Island DS. Number 6, Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. Number 5, Mario Kart Racing DS. Number 4, Kingdom Hearts 558 over 2 days. Number 3, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Number 2, Final Fantasy 4 Heroes of Light. And now to my number 1 favorite Nintendo DS game of all time. And it is... drumroll please. Yes, The World Ends With You. Shocker, the Shocker of the Year award goes to this thing. Yeah, I know. It's no real shocker this game is on this list, as it is number 1 on a lot of people's lists and on most people's list in general. But the reason why I liked this game so much was because of how unique the story was. The gameplay and the customization scheme was phenomenal that this game had. It also had, in my personal opinion, the best soundtrack on the system. Took advantage of the system with its gameplay better than any other on the system. I like the characters a lot too, with the exception of the main early on. Spoiler alert, he is an ass early in the game. And honestly, several times in the game I kind of wanted to turn the game off because he just upsetted me so much. But if you stick past that, it's a good game. Another reason why this is number 1 on my list is because it was the first Square Enix game that I was actually able to beat. Yeah, I know, kind of pathetic. It was short, but with fun and several other after-game stuff that was also fun. This, in my personal opinion, is the best the system has to offer. Thank you everybody for watching. If you're wondering as to why certain games are not on here, well, that's because I probably never played them. Sorry, but I still have my DS, and if there's anything you feel that I should get out and try, please tell me in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe for future stuff like this, and have a nice day.